comp.
I felt like game one, TSM's comp definitely had the edge. I felt like that's what happened. Had Reggie not given up a couple of kills early too, I know I'm calling him out. He's my little brother. I feel like it's okay for me to do that. However, game two, I felt like CLG had a much stronger team comp. I feel like Shyvana's 100% because Saint's been doing really good, and I feel like he's just playing it really, really well. I feel like that's where she excels, and I feel like Ashe is probably a very, very weak pick. Generally, I feel like top lane is just the most gankable, and I felt like Ashe was picked a little too early. I feel like Ashe is not going to be as effective. I feel like Rai should be able to output enough damage. Ganking Udyr, I feel, should do a better job than Shyvana. I feel like he's just going to play Lone Island, hotshot GG. I feel at this point, TSM has a little bit more control. They did get first blood, so I feel like from this point on, as long as they don't mess up, he felt his best route was to walk into tower. I felt like the moment he used it wasn't too bad. I feel like if Saint Vicious can get farmed enough, I can foreseeably, well, I feel like Saint's gonna farm until at least level 6 before he makes any real moves. I feel like Vlad should be able to win it, and I feel generally Vlad, I feel like he's gonna scale better this game as well. The way I feel about Vlad is he's one of those champions where he goes in, he does a lot of damage, he drops really low and bait people. I felt like if he didn't flash that and he got snared by Reggie, the way
maybe gank the blue a little bit.
The way I feel about Anivia is to control Anivia, you need to control her blue buff. I actually felt like he could have died at any point. It felt like he was gonna die, so I was a little worried about him. I feel like he's trying to help his entire team win the lanes. I feel like GG does have a slight advantage against Riot. Oh, Anivia is going to definitely be a huge, huge problem for TSM.
We actually have the snare underneath the tower, going to be taking the tower damage, and there the egg, very close to going down. We had some AoE going onto Reginald. Can he pick it up? Still with the ignite, very close, just one more spell, able to grab the kill. So Reginald able to grab Big Fat underneath the tower. Very, just awesome play.
If you look at the rebirth cooldown, GG was literally 0.2 seconds from coming out.
Yeah.
If Reggie's rotation had came up 0.3 seconds slower, I felt like they would have both killed each other upon resurrection. I feel like with Ashe, they should be able to make a pick. I feel like CLG definitely has.
Oh, we have an arrow coming on to Big Fat, just barely missing. That would have definitely been a kill, sorry.
Yeah, his egg was down too, so, and Udyr was there waiting for it as well. So one thing I was talking about is, I feel like CLG does have a stronger late game. I feel like at this point, if Chaos gets a little too far out, if he gets hit with one combo, he's gonna die. I feel like that was a fine play. I feel like they do.
Okay.
I feel like Baron for them is more of a bait. I feel like all CLG needs to do to win this one is, all they need to do is farm, and when they get farmed enough, they can just, I feel like they can be behind in farm and still win team fights with the type of team comp they have. In terms of picking people off, I feel TSM has a better comp, but if TSM is unable to make big moves in the next 5-10 minutes, I feel like they're just gonna lose the advantage that they have right now, and it's gonna start swinging into CLG's favor. I think at this point, I feel CLG just needs to prolong the game as long as they're pushing lanes, taking tower, and farming, they can team fight. I feel like CLG does want to split push. If Vayne split push, she can kill Ashe one-on-one. If Cho'Gath split push, he's going to be able to give everybody else a lot of trouble too. So at this point, I feel like CLG just wants to make the game last very, very long. So I feel like CLG is going to be able to get back into this.
It feels like it could be extremely difficult for them to push on CLG right now.
Exactly. Basically, I feel like CLG doesn't need to team fight. Just throughout the entire game, I feel, it's TSM's job. I feel TSM has a better kickoff comp. I feel CLG can win. I feel like TSM isn't at full, so if they start Baron and get engaged on it, can be very, very bad. And I think they know that, so what they want to do is they just want to hold them off and not let them do Baron. If they can hold it off long enough, Super Creeps is going to be able to press into CLG's base, and it can be a very, very positive fight for TSM.
But CLG, again, is extremely tanky. TSM is a little bit low, so they will have the fight. There's the arrow onto Hotshot. Dyrus right in the middle of the team, uses the Zhonya, so baiting it out there. Saint Vicious jumping into him, going down extremely quickly, and Dyrus pulling in the middle of the team. Chowster very close to going down, will go down, and now the rest of the team is coming. We do have Dyrus going down, but Double Lift in the middle of them. Too short range is going to go down, so 2 inhibitors down. Now they win the fight. TSM pushing down mid. This is going to be it. So there we go. TSM going to be able to take the second game. We'll see whether or not we can have, that kind of miraculous stall from CLG. They do have great wave clearing capabilities, but Reginald going to be able to pick off Hotshot. He doesn't have his flash up, so he's not going to get him, but Oddone has the stun, so actually just going to turn straight onto the turrets.
I felt like if it's just a head-on battle, COG definitely has the advantage. But throughout the entire game with the Ash Arrow, just with TSM's team comp in general, it allowed them to make plays happen.